and welcome to the run to the playoffs officially begins. Week 8 in the Dodgeball League. Magazine cover Greeley. Can he get his team? I mean, they're in perfect position right now. Can he solely will his team to a title? He's coming into his prime now and he's getting title hungry. He's won all the awards you need to win except MVP. He's looking to win MVP this year. Is that going to come with a title? We just examine all the run to the playoff scenarios in the story this week. Looking at the standings, you got the Gremlins sitting on top still, a couple games ahead of the Cats points wise. Um, it's captains all the way up to 3. Um, Gold all the way down to 18. Just look at how close all of these. From 18 to 9 is 20 points. 18 to 9 is 20 points. And then you have a little jump up into the top 8. But it is close back there. Anybody that gets a shutout win back here catapults into the rankings. It's just that simple. That's the game. So it's going to be interesting to see what's happening here. Biggest change, obviously, the captain's going up from 8 to 3 after shutting out the Reapers for 2 weeks in a row. And if you look at the week recap, the Diamonds, just another upsetting win over the Silverbacks. They weren't expecting that. The Captains shut out the Reapers for a second time in the season. Dizzy Dove's getting a strong victory, a great performance from Cougar and McFadden. The Skylarks making their case to come back into this thing against the Margays. Toros couldn't do it on the flex against the Cats. They lost that, so they split the series for the season. The Pharaohs beating the Gold and getting the Gold back for that first one, and the Pharaohs one division win away from clinching the division lead going to the playoffs. Gremlins just quelling all doubts about them, able to beat the Interceptors, shutout win. Empire, easy win over the Seadogs, 5-1. And Greeley, everybody was wondering if he was going to get 20 points, but only 13 points. Scarlet Ember played them pretty well, 5-3. Phoenix get the win. Checkers versus Dragonfish. Dragonfish get the close win. But that was, Checkers, they're still in striking distance, but their South is kind of moving away from them. Player of the week, Soto. 12 points, 10 catches, 2 interceptions, 2 dodges, 87 efficiency, 92.3 index. Just an amazing game by Soto. His stats don't project that well, but he's such a core player. Looking at the stats, Greeley leads with the index, leads with points. I think he leads with efficiency at this point too. He's really just the best player hands down in the league right now, and you can't really argue it. We got All-Stars, MVP race. Hans Greeley leads by 4 points. And looking at the dodgeball, South, it's looking like Cats and Toros have the easiest way in. I think the Skylarks are going to surge. They got some unranked opponents, but all these opponents are tough. I think the Cats, it's just hard because all the teams that aren't ranked right now are like right there. So it's not like any of these are easy games for any of these teams. It's hard to tell. But I think it's going to be Toros, Cats. I don't. Midwest, Gremlins have an easy way in. They got the Scarlet Ember and Reapers. They're going to probably clinch the division after that. And not going to have that showdown versus the Captains until late in the season. It's probably going to be the division. I don't think the Interceptors are going to be able to come. Look how many points game back they are. 5 games back from the from the Captains. 8 games back from the Gremlins points wise. So, the thing that could happen that would be very interesting is the Gremlins losing another division game, because they pretty much have the points race wrapped up. If they messed up their division rating, then all three of these teams would be back in the race. So, and Midwest might get interesting, but I don't think it will. Now the West is completely wide open. I mean, it looks like the Pharaohs are going to clinch pretty easily. You know, they're 5-1 division. I think the Diamonds, somebody's going to have to win against the Diamonds and the Gold. So whoever loses that game is going to be eliminated. And then, it's just going to happen where they're going to be the last one standing. Um, but Phoenix, they have a tough road. I mean, Silverbacks is going to be a big game for them versus the Silverbacks. Keep their head, lead in the points race. Then they got a showdown versus the Pharaohs. That's going to be a good one. Gold, I mean, they have a tough schedule, and the Toros in the final. So, I mean, I say 70% here, but they have a tough road. The Silverbacks, if they just hit their stride, they can easily win out, man. They have the Reapers and Skylarks at the end of the season, so winnable games. And then the North, I don't think it's going to be really any contest. I think the Blackers are not what they need to be. I think the Dizzy Devils aren't, and I think the Margates have just dropped too many at this point. But the Seadogs and Empire are really kind of riding away with this one. And let's get to the Week 8 preview. First off, we're going to have Blackers hosting the Seadogs. Should be a good game. Checkers versus Cats. Gold trying not to get embarrassed for a second time versus the Diamonds. Gold haven't lost back-to-back games all season. Haven't won back-to-back games either. And they're undefeated at home. Margate's hosting the Empire. Pretty big game there in Minnesota. Scarlet Ember hosting the Gremlins. I don't even want to know. This is going to be a hard game to watch. Skylarks playing Dragonfish. Going to be a nice flex, RTP flex. This is where the Dragonfish lost to the Skylarks in Florida last year in the playoffs, so trying to get back some of that mojo. Dizzy Devils coming to play the Toros. Second year in a row they play each other. But Raekwon is nowhere to be found in this series anymore, so important game for the Dizzy Devils. Toros, at this point in the season, everything's about points when you're out of division, so they want to gap everybody else. They lost to the Cats again. They're just trying to gap everything they can right now. Interceptors, if they can get a huge win over the Reapers, they're right back in it. But I don't think they're going to have the talent to do that. I think the Reapers have gotten better over the season, and they might get a win off of them. Silverbacks in a must-win game versus Phoenix. And in the final flex, Pharaohs and Captains. Pharaohs trying to just really, everybody's trying to get a big win. But they have the chance. They have the talent to really blast off if they have the correct game plan. They have the chance to really blast off and be hard to get in the points race in the West, which is going to be really crucial if they don't get the division win, which they probably have. But let's just get you back out to the field now after all this hemming and hawing. Let's just get to the action in Philadelphia. And we got Blackers, Seadogs. Seadogs returning champs, wearing their commemorative uniforms. This game. Okay. Blackers, they're number 9. I mean, a nice little win here would give them. They're only 20 points behind the Seadogs, so a win here, they would flip places. It's that simple. Although the Seadogs had amassed a 5-2 record, they haven't had any powerful wins to, get ahead. But Seadogs hoping to use the Blackers as a powerful win because, Ellie Miller keeps improving throw-wise, and their defense hasn't let up. Curtis has been a bright spot on this team. 967 index. Blackers. I mean, Willis is okay sometimes. Madison's been better than he's billed. I mean, he's playing his former team. Hamura, I mean, John, the rookie, has just pretty much become Hamura, um, the young version. So let's see what they do. And Curtis gets the set start. Now it's up to Corey. Bad start, and Madison makes them pay for it. He knows how they operate. He's been on their team for 3 seasons. It goes to Willis, but Miller with the catch. And now Curtis going to throw down to Simeon. Simeon catches. Wow. Kind of topsy-turvy so far. Throws to Miller. Miller another catch. Miller's on it right now, and he has an arm. Throws over to Madison. Madison's out. Now Hermura throws up to Miller. Miller, oh my God, he's having one of these sets. Throws down to John. John dodges. Ends Miller's perfection. Then he throws back up to Miller, and Miller catches easily. All 5 points coming from Miller, and he sets them up well. And Curtis, another set start. Throws down. Back up to Curtis to start things off correctly. This time throws to Willis, and Willis is out it. Down to Simeon, who's kind of in the back half of his career, and Miller's out though. Now Curtis throws to Simeon. Simeon's out. Up to Madison. I mean, after you get past Willis and Simeon, it gets kind of dicey offensively for the Blackers. That's their weak spot. And now Skogstad throws up to Hamura. Hamura dodges. And now Madison down to Skogstad. Skogstad has not been as billed. He was an all-dodge defender before he took a year off, and now he just hasn't come through for them defensively. Throws to Corey. Corey's out. It's all on Devin Peters now. Peters throws up to Hamura. Hamura's out. Jean versus Peters. And Peters is out, and the Blackers take the set 1-1. And Curtis. Now, the first time these guys met, Seadogs barely won. Everybody pretty much agrees that Seadogs should have lost that game, but they won. Up to Miller, and Miller been quiet since the first set. Now Corey throws down to Simeon. Simeon's out. Now Willis. Willis throws to Curtis. Curtis catches. Finally puts some defense up. That's what they're supposed to have. Throws to Hamura. Hamura's out. And now John throws over to Curtis. Curtis, another catch. Curtis having a good set there. 5 points ties up Miller for lead scorer of the game. Seadogs head into the fourth set 2-1. Now John down to Willis. Willis up to Miller. Miller catches. Now Willis, he had an amazing season last year, but he's cooled off on the throwing. Curtis gets John out. Now Simeon up to Miller. Miller, another collection. He just can turn it on and off like a faucet sometimes. And now Miller gets his old teammate Madison out. Hamura throws to Miller. Miller, another catch. Another dominant set by Miller going into halftime. No sponsor this week, just Saturn, and keeping the fans tapped into the game, so no commercial break. Blackers, they just past 2 sets, they scored 1 point. Offense has been very weak. Willis 1 point, Simeon 2 points. Madison 3 points. I mean, they're not scoring. Seadogs. I mean, when Miller turns it on, he turns it on. He has 7 catches already through 4 sets. Um, and he took 2 sets off. So as long as Curtis and Miller keep firing, I mean, Skogstad would help make this just a complete blowout, but that it doesn't look like they need him this game. And Curtis, another set start. Corey now throws up to Madison. Madison out. Madison hasn't been the defender today. Willis now throws up to Miller. Miller's out. And now Curtis. Curtis throws down to Willis. Willis catches. Willis having a little renaissance here. Throws to Skogstad. Skogstad outed. And it's Corey now. Throws over to Willis. Willis out. Simeon. He's going to choose to throw to Corey. Corey's out. It's on Davin Peters. Can he rescue it? He's getting better throwing wise. Throws for Simeon, but Simeon catches and the Blackers remain in this thing. And now Curtis gets a set start. Ellie Miller. And Madison can't get the interception this time. Miller hits the century mark. Willis. And now Miller gonna get the interception. Should have been throwing at him. And now Curtis throws down to Simeon. Simeon's out. I mean, look at the execution for the Seadogs. 62. This is terrible, but they're rocking and rolling. And Miller collects another catch. Curtis now throws for John. John is out. And the Seadogs knocking on the door to a victory. Curtis gets the set start again. Back over to Madison. Madison's out. And the Seadogs just have not been paying attention to the coaching today, but it doesn't matter because Miller is collecting everything. 10 catches. I think that's a season high for anybody. 10 catches in a game. Murrah now throws over to Miller. Miller dodges this time. Back up to Curtis. Curtis throws to Hamura. Hamura catches. Wow, that was unexpected. Throws over to Miller. Miller another dodge. Back up to him to throw it. Throws over to Hamura. Hamura another catch. He's not going to be over so quickly. Hamura throws down to Corey. Corey's out. Skogstad now with the sticks. He's going to throw to Hamura, and Hamura dodges. Now, Hamura, not the best thrower, but can he navigate this? Throws for Skogstad. Skogstad just not putting up any kind of defense today. Throws to Hamura. Hamura's finally out. John versus Peters. And the Blackers survive on the back of Itaku Hamura. The man is worth his weight in gold. He can come through with some sets, doing unnatural things like 2 throwouts. I mean, that's not where he shines, but he does it when he needs to. Keeps him in this game. And John now gets the set start. Seadogs already packed it up. They thought this game was over, but it's not. And now Willis throws over to Miller. Miller's out. The Blackers are starting to catch fire here. Curtis throws over to Willis. Willis out. Tit for tat. And now they're going to have Madison throw. Bad idea. Skogstad with the interception. Wow, what a mistake. Curtis throws over to John. John with the catch, though. Now Simeon. He's going to throw over to Corey. Corey's out. It's on Skogstad. Skogstad throws over to John. John's out. Hamura and Simeon left. Now Simeon throws to Skogstad. Skogstad with the catch, though. And now it's Hamura. What can Hamura do? He throws. Hamura with the catch. And now it's Hamura versus Peters. Peters gets out, and Hamura brings this to a 9th set. Can you believe it? Itaku Hamura has come alive, and the Blackers knocking on the door again for the Seadogs. This is unbelievable. Curtis gets the set start. And now Curtis back on the sticks, throws for Willis. Willis catches the ball. The Seadogs didn't want this to happen. And now throws for Miller, but Miller catches. Gonna try to make this a little normal. Skogstad throws by Madison. Gets the interception. Unbelievable. Simeon now throws over to Miller. Miller, another catch. Can it be enough, though? He throws down to Hamura. Hamura is out. It's on Madison. They don't have much of an offense, but he throws. Miller dodges. And the man, Corey, he's going to throw up to Madison. Madison out. It's on the rookie now to save the game. That got out of hand. Miller now catches the ball. Miller, 13 catch performance. And the Seadogs take this it shouldn't have been a 9-set game. It should have been 7 sets. But Taku and Murrah, I mean, hero status if they could have pulled through. But Hallie Miller, 16 for 13 catching today. I mean, he did everything. He did everything he should have did. Curtis was okay throwing. Corey, unsung. I mean, 8 for 7 throwing. He's really good on that backcourt. Skogstad was just laid another egg defensively. I mean, he's just. I don't know if it's intimidation, but when Miller gets going, Skogstad disappears. Blackers, I mean, Willis, you're the lead thrower. You're 10 for 4 throwing. That's the effect of throwing at Miller. I mean, what are you going to do? Simeon didn't do anything off. I mean, they just really had no good offense. Defensively, they were a little tighter, but offense really killed them this game. And that's been it. And we will see you in Florida for the run to the playoffs, Flex.